Carl Edwards Jr. takes over for Chicago with the Cubs up by 8. Bottom of the 7th inning. Yasiel Puig, his first at bat. Kendrick and Seager will follow him. The young hard thrower deals, jammed him. Baez. 1 out. 1 pitch, 1 out. Puig had 2 hits last night. Saw 1 pitch so far tonight.
Well, this kid's got an electric arm. Certainly not generated by his weight. Slender, good arm action. The ball cuts out of his hand at 96. And a good change of speeds curveball to complement that good fastball.
And he's proven that these moments aren't too big for him. Came into a tight 1-run game in game 2 and got a double play ball. Here's Kendrick. Had what looked to be a pretty big hit back in that 5th inning. And his single through the right side loaded the bases. But the Dodgers only got 2 in the 5th, and then the Cubs went back to work, had 5 in the 6th, and lead it 10-2. Good breaking ball for a strike, and it's 1-2.
And that's what I said about Montgomery. I thought he did a great job, bases loaded, nobody out, to only give up 2 runs. Because you're thinking a lot more if you're the Dodgers. Much different game strategy-wise for Dave Roberts. If in that top of the 6th, it would have stayed 5-2 on how he uses his bullpen moving forward.
How about Edwards? Gets the strikeout. 2 out, nobody on here in the 7th inning. Coming up next, baseball's most talked about postgame show. Kevin, A-Rod, Frank, and Pete break down tonight's game and get us ready for Game 5 tomorrow night. That's all next on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. They make Kenny Rosenthal and Tom Verducci go to work getting interviews after this game. And it's always a fun watch. Here's Seager now with 2 out, nobody on. Edwards bounces it in there. And how about Contreras? Both feet just came off the ground and he caught it cleanly in a short hop. Wow.
I think Angels just as happy there.
Think he's an athlete behind the plate. He can run. Talked about earlier, he can play the outfield. He played first base. Wilson Contreras, and been a big part of this game, especially early. The 1-1.
Well, it's amazing to me. We look at this time of the year, and of course both these teams trying to win a championship. But the future looks really good for the Cubs because their young position players are under control and they have their pitching staff for the most part coming back. See what they do with Jake Arrieta.
2-1. You know, that's going to be an interesting lineup decision for Joe Madden tomorrow. You know that David Ross is going to catch John Lester. Those two go together. They went together in Boston. They go together here. But there's opportunity with Wilson Contreras if he wanted to put Contreras in the outfield. And that would force then a decision with Jason Hayward. It'll just be interesting to see which way that goes as the count goes full, because I think Contreras, that bat's going to be hard to take out of this lineup.
Well, never have I seen a team that has so many options within their roster. I mean, they've got guys that can play multiple positions. That's a luxury for Joe Madden and his decision making.
2-out walk.
But the one thing that he has always been saying is he wants to take the defense. He'll take his defense. Contreras, of course, on the defensive side, is such a weapon with his arm.
Then the tag at the plate led to an out call. It was upheld on replay. Controversy around that for a bit, and then he got the first RBI of this game. He's a player.
Today's offensive outburst will help relieve the pressure of some of those decisions. But to your point, Joe, when you have two defensive positions that are struggling offensively in a series where it was starting to get tight, That's where people are getting nervous about, will the Cubs score? Can they score enough runs?
I just like the energy that he's got as he jogs out, and Bosio says, "You all right?" Carl Edwards, as that one bounced in there after the walk to Seager. 1 ball, no strikes on Turner. The T-Mobile One in-game box score for the Dodgers. Kendrick with a hit. He started this game on the bench. Seager had a 3-hit night last night. I wonder if Edwards is injured. Gonzalez has a hit. Tolles with a single, a walk, and a run, and they're going to check on the health of Carl Edwards.
No, they're not going to take any chances. They were not going to hear his explanation.
I wonder if it's with the lower half of the body. Like he said something about the left, if it's the left leg, something. But you don't speculate on injury from the booth. Edwards has to leave. So the Cubs will need their 4th pitcher of the night, and it's going to be Travis Wood, the lefty. So we'll take a break. There's a runner at first, 2 out. Here in the 7th inning, Wood takes over for Edwards.
First, there's shaving, blades, sharp and precise. Then Gillette shielding, comfy lubrication before and after. And also cooling. Ooh, got goosebumps. Gillette Pro Shield Chill with lubrication before and after the blades. Shields and cools while you shave. Pro Shield Chill from Gillette, the best a man can get. Pro Shield, available with or without chill.
All right, we're gonna take you for the tour. First floor, bun. Second floor, 2 patties. Third floor, penthouse, 6 strips of bacon, sesame seed roof. Sunset.
Try the new Bacon King with a half pound of beef and 6 strips of crispy bacon. It's truly the Bacon King, only at Burger King.
Brakes. They aren't complicated. If they act up, stop in the AutoZone. With our help, you can always fix your car with confidence. Hoods up, America. Brake pads.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Remain in your home to hear an exciting bundle offer. All contracts are binding. You must comply.
We got a runner.
Hey, follow me!
Better TV starts now.
Pizza Hut makes the best pizza in the universe. You figured out how to combine a grilled cheese sandwich with a Pizza Hut pizza. Surely interstellar travel will soon follow. Round. Round like home. The grilled cheese stuffed crust pizza, proof that no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Uh-oh. Should have put that phone on silent. Luckily, Jay chews Trident to help clean and protect his teeth, so he can hide his guilt with a convincing grin. That's it, Jay. They'll never know. Trident. Cherish your teeth.
Tonight's telecast is sponsored by Taco Bell. Sometimes you gotta live Moss. We've gone back to try to find out what pitch caused the injury. Looks like a leg injury to Carl Edwards Jr., and he was shaking out that left leg. Trying to stretch it out. I don't know if it was a hamstring, whatever. He's out. Travis Wood takes over. Didn't really have to take very long to get ready. Travis was set to go, and here's Turner. The count 2-0. Valuable part of the bullpen for Chicago and Joe Madden. The veteran lefty. 3-0. First pitch of this at bat was from Carl Edwards. The rest from Wood. Whatever happens in this at bat, it goes on Wood's record. That's ball 4. Throw down was unnecessary. And even though the call at second was out, this inning will continue. It was ball 4 at the plate. So it's 2 on with 2 out. But again, Contreras shows you he's got an arm back there.
He does. It was 3-0 count, and Seager was running with 2 outs. You don't see that very often, but Contreras wasn't going to take anything for granted, that's for sure.
But it was ball 4.
Not to mention the tag once again by Baez.
It's 2 on with 2 out now for Adrian Gonzalez, and if he can connect, he can make this a 5-run game. Instead, he pops it up into shallow left. Zobrist is there, and the inning is over. 10-2 Chicago after 7 innings in game 4.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you.
I know, right? I saw it and I was just like, oh, I have to have it.
Is it suede?
Suede.
Love suede.
State Farm knows that for every one of those moments, there's one of these.
Well, I love it. This piece is so you. I know, right? I saw it and I was like, have to have it. Is it suede? It's suede. I love suede.
That's why we're there with renter's insurance when things go wrong, but also here with a rewards credit card to help life go right. State Farm.
I accept I'm not the deep-sea fisherman I was. I accept I'm not out on the ocean wrestling marlin. I even accept I have a higher risk of stroke due to AFib, a type of irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. But I won't go after anything with less than my best. So if I can go for something better than warfarin, I'll do that too. Eliquis. Eliquis reduced the risk of stroke better than warfarin. Plus, it had significantly less major bleeding than warfarin. Eliquis had both. That's what I wanted to know.
Don't stop taking Eliquis unless your doctor tells you to, as stopping increases your risk of having a stroke. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. While taking Eliquis, you may bruise more easily, and it may take longer than usual for any bleeding to stop. Seek immediate medical care for sudden signs of bleeding, like unusual bruising. Eliquis may increase your bleeding risk if you take certain medicines. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures.
I may not be going for the big one, but I'm still going for my best. And for Eliquis.
Reduced risk of stroke, plus less major bleeding. Ask your doctor if switching to Eliquis is right for you.
Faster, faster, faster. On that old PC, you should retire that too. You know.
I know. New PCs are lightning fast to play 4K video.
And yet here is the world's fastest swimmer on the world's slowest computer.
You know about it. Now do something about it. Upgrade to a new PC powered by Intel.
So why haven't you upgraded?
It keeps me humble.
His Lees aren't just jeans to him. They're freedom pants. Move your Lee.
Joe Madden's troops came alive tonight. The 2 losses, 6 for 60, and the other 2 games, 20 for 65 in this series. And here's Dexter Fowler, 1 pitch, 1 out from Alex Wood. But Fowler, 2 hits in 5 at bats, 1 out in the 8th inning, and Alex Wood is the 6th pitcher of the night for the Dodgers. And they brought in Carlos Ruiz to do the catching. They've moved Yasmani Grandal to first. The pitcher's batting in the 4th position. And the bench is empty for Dave Roberts.
Well, this had the makings of a bullpen game, and that's exactly the way it went, but not according to what Dave Roberts had intended once the youngster Urias was out of the game.
Strike 1 on the inside corner to Bryant.
Alex Wood, one of the many starters for the Dodgers, had a bone chip or 2 removed and has been back here for a little while. Funky mechanics, but gets it done.
One of the guys that the Cubs have been able to count on, Chris Bryant. The only guy really not in on the fun. He has walked twice, scored a run, hitless tonight. 0-2 pitch. Alex Wood was on the 60-day disabled list. Made 3 scoreless appearances out of the bullpen after being reinstated, and then he was added to the active roster for this NLCS, and now on base for the 3rd time, this time hit by a pitch, is Chris Bryant.
Well, this breaking ball catches him on the instep there. On base percentage goes up, and now the Dodgers employ their shift against Rizzo.
Rizzo's had a nice night, a solo shot that came back in the 5th inning, then a 2-run single, later a run scored in a 5-run 6th. Ball 1 down. StatCast powered by Amazon Web Services. You can see where they defend against Rizzo. That's a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. He's got his Matt Caesar bat in his hands.
Hey, go to bed with it.
It's been good luck for him since his 2nd strikeout of the night in the 3rd inning. A change of bats, went to a teammate's bat, and he's gone homer, 2-run single, and hit the ball hard twice. Caesar not part of the active roster for the Cubs. 2-2, but his bat has chipped in tonight. The home run in the 5th. That made it 5-0 Cubs. Then it was 5-2. Now it's 10-2. 2-2. That's another hit for Rizzo. It's 2 on 1 out. And Rizzo 3 for 3 with a Caesar bat.
And much more enjoyable interviews he will be part of. As you see, just gets enough of it. And Seager, a big shortstop, could not get up to get this one. Just missed it.
So now Zobrist has an RBI chance. Ben with a infield base hit on a full swing, a slow roller that Grandal couldn't get to in time to get it to first to get the out. A bunt base hit that was dropped down to perfection to start the 4-run 4th inning. Any way he can get it done out of the cleanup spot, not the traditional way, but effective. Strike 1. Hard hit to right. It is caught by Puig. He can still be electrifying at times. Yasiel Puig, what a catch.
Yeah, he definitely has talent. He comes up firing, I think on the bounce ends up hitting Rizzo as he throws a absolute missile back in to the infield after making this great catch. Ball sliding away. Bryant at second.
And now Baez. 2 on, 2 out. Ball 1 from Wood. Second time Chris Bryant's been hit in this inning. He was hit by a pitch and now took one on a short hop on the throw by Yasiel Puig. He's the lead man at second. Baez, 1 ball, 1 strike. Cleveland Indians earlier today finished their series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Won it in 5. And they are in the World Series for the first time since 1997. And they will host a Game 1 of the World Series for the first time in franchise history. 2-1.
City's going to be hopping because that same night the Cavaliers get the rings.
October 25th, the curtain comes up at home for the Cavs, the NBA champions. The banner will be on display, and the Indians will open up the World Series at home against one of these two teams. 2-2 now on Baez.
The Indians did it in an incredible way. They swept the Red Sox. Their starting staff is depleted. They were able to use their bullpen better than anybody in recent memory. And they've got 5 days off to enjoy who they're going to play next.
How about Andrew Miller, the MVP, coming out of the bullpen? Baez in the air to center. At Jock Peterson. By the way, the word on Carl Edwards, left hamstring tightness. That's why he had to exit. Bottom of the 8th inning rolls in. Dodgers will bat down by 8.
Upgrade season's here. I got my new iPhone 7 from Sprint.
Sprint? I'm hearing good things about the network.
All the networks are great now. We're talking within a 1% difference in reliability of each other. And Sprint saves you 50% on most current national carrier rates. And if you got 1% more haircut than me today, would you really pay twice as much?
No, I wouldn't.
Copy that.
Switch to Sprint and get iPhone 7. Plus save 50% off most current national carrier rates. Don't let a 1% difference cost you twice as much.
Woo!
Modern life deserves a modern way to pay.
Hey, help. Dude.
You can use it online and on your phone.
Masterpassed it. XXXXL.
That's sweet.
Coming in for the save.
Thank you.
Priceless.
Want a napkin?
Masterpass, the secure way to pay from your bank. Don't just buy it, Masterpass it.
The storm is coming, and my son is walking right into it.
Rated M for mature. Buy Gears 4 and get 4 free games.
Remain calm.
Shouldn't we be nervous?
Remain calm.
Yeah.
Remain calm.
Hang on to your seat!
Independence Day Resurgence. Own it on Blu-ray and digital HD.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Carlos Ruiz has his first at bat of the night. He takes high from Pedro Strop. Travis Wood went 1/3 of an inning, 1 walk, the rest zeros. Strop fires a strike at 95. This guy is put together. See him in the clubhouse. He is strong. 2-2 record during the regular season. His breaking ball misses low. The count 2-1. Ruiz, then Peterson, then Grandal. Three and one.
Hardest part coming out of the pen, trying to get your work and nail down your inning, is the intensity. 8-run lead.
Full count.
He will quick pitch you out of the stretch, that's for sure.
Breaking ball caught the outside corner. Ruiz didn't agree. One out in the bottom of the 8th inning. Game break time. Here's Kevin Burkhardt.
Well, Joe, we've been sitting here listening to you guys, and now the big entrance. Pete Rose and Alex Rodriguez and Frank Thomas walking slowly. They probably ate too much. But we've got the post-game show coming up after the game here on FS1. Stick with us. Joe and John, back to you.
All right, guys, have some fun after this one. One out, nobody on, and Peterson will be the hitter. You know who's here beginning to end? Night in, night out. Mary Hart and her husband Bert Sugarman right behind home plate. Mary Hart there. Bert. They are diehard Dodger fans. They'll be here tomorrow night, no doubt about it. And they're here to the end.
Pretty good seats.
Good tight breaking ball from Strop. Strike 2. There's a different delivery and a high fly ball into right. Easy for Hayward. In front of the track, 2 out. T-Mobile One lets MLB fans dig into the game with unlimited LTE data on their smartphones. Show us how you're baseball's #1 fan by using #UnlimitedBaseball for a free MLB Shop gift code and the chance to win tickets to every 2017 World Series game. There's J.K. Simmons, Oscar winner, Best Supporting Actor, Whiplash. One of the better movies that's come out in a long time.
Absolutely.
Kenny Lofton was in that montage. Lofton, who played 17 seasons in the big leagues and was such a big part of the success with the Cleveland Indians. Great leadoff hitter, good outfielder, steal bases.
Can I just tell you, an unbelievable basketball player as well. Did that a little bit at Arizona.
Here's a 1-1 to Grandal.
I only know that because we played together in a celebrity basketball game. And I've never thrown a ball to the rim and seen a guy two-hand slam it like he did out of nowhere. Yeah.
Played in the backcourt with Steve Kerr at the University of Arizona. He's got to be happy for his former team in Cleveland. Terry Francona, our buddy. There's a strike. What a job he's done. I mean, he said the work he did as the manager of the Boston Red Sox in that 2004 postseason is the best single postseason I've seen in my time at Fox covering these World Series games by any manager. And now what he's had to do with all the injuries, fit that starting rotation, the way he's guided that bullpen, the work he's gotten out of Andrew Miller, a lineup that reminds me a lot of the Royals. There's no quit in them. They keep coming at you wave after wave. Another great year for Terry. Here's one on one hop. Play is made by Bryant in a 1-2-3 inning. For Pedro Strop. Tito went to the University of Arizona as well. A lot of love for the Wildcats. Let's go to the ninth.
The California Medical Association, representing 41,000 doctors, opposes Prop 61. So does every leading veterans group in California. And every daily newspaper is urging no on 61. The more you know about Prop 61, the less you'll like it. Vote no.
I will follow you. Ever since you touched my hand, I knew. I love you, I love you, I love you. Where you go, I'll follow, I'll follow, I'll follow. You'll always be my true love, my true love, my true love. Forever.
Plenty of closers have fastballs touching triple digits. But what set Mariano Rivera apart was his ability to deliver when it mattered most. At The Hartford, we share that same commitment to our customers, helping over 1 million small business owners prevail when the pressure's on.
Rated M for mature.
They say a lot of things about rain. Like how hard it's gonna fall. The things it does to your parade. We've got a saying about rain too. When it rains, it roars. The all-wheel drive Charger. Domestic, not domesticated.
Now get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $8,000 in savings on select 2016 Charger RT models in dealer stock.
Limits are meant to push you, but I'm not afraid to push back. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
Prop 61 only covers 12% of Californians, like some state government employees and prisoners. The other 88% of Californians would see an increase in their prescription drug costs. I'm telling my patients, and I'm urging you to vote no on 61.
Ninth inning now of Game 4. Chicago leading 10-2. You know they're having fun back at Murphy's Bleachers, right across from Wrigley Field and Wrigleyville and all over Chicago, as this Cubs offense finally broke out with 4 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th. Good pitch inside corner from Wood for strike 2 on Wilson Contreras.
And that's the tension, right? The tension was building. What is this team going to do? How are they going to score runs? And what a difference one game makes. And that really is. I mean, you're in a series and having the luxury I've had to play in so many of them. You just have to take it for what it is and not get so caught up. Teams say what they need to say because they have to focus on the next game and not all that's happened before.
Strikeout for Wood. They're calm inside Murphy's. But if they see themselves, if they see themselves. It's a 30-second delay. I don't even, my mind can't work like that. It's like a time warp. We'll never see them react. There's Hayward with a foul. Ruiz gives it a look, but it's out of play. Strike 1. There we go. Next round's on Smoltz. One out in the 9th. This will be a discretionary win from the official scorer for the Cubs. It'll likely go to Mike Montgomery. He got a hit in this game, just his 2nd career big league hit. Here's a 1-1 to Hayward. Tied up again. Mike would be just the 3rd reliever in LCS history with a win and a hit in the ball game, and you have to go back to the first 2 years of the LCS to find the other 2. It was a best of 5 back then. Here's a pop-up on the infield for Seager. That is out number 2. Meanwhile, Dick Hall back in 1970, Baltimore at Minnesota, Game 1 of the ALCS. And how about this name? Nolan Ryan in 1969. Mets against Atlanta, Game 3 NLCS. Nolan had 7 innings of relief work and had 2 hits in that game. Little did the world know in 1979 what was to come in the Hall of Fame career for the great Nolan Ryan. Here's Addison Russell, a 2-run shot. Back in the 4th inning, a single and a run scored in the 6th. Another hit for Russell. His 3rd of the night, 3 for 5.
Another guy that's going to sleep pretty good tonight and actually look forward to the next game.
It'll be Almora off the bench to hit for Pedro Strop. Albert is 0 for 1 in this series, 0 for 4 this postseason. Russell and Rizzo 6 for 10 with 2 home runs in this game. Neither one of them had an RBI this postseason prior to this game 4 of this NLCS. John Lester still hanging out in the dugout. I'm sure going back and forth between the dugout and the clubhouse as Almora loses his bat down the 3rd base line.
Well, between his game that he pitched and all the evidence of the games in between, he's accumulated the information, pretty much knows his game plan, and a little bit more relaxed knowing that it's not an elimination game he's pitching, and actually a game he could put them forward going home up 3 games to 2.
It's an 8-run game, so we can go here now. When the Cubs close this out, if the Cubs close this out, the series would be ticketed for a return trip to Wrigley Field. Here's a foul back to the screen, and the pitching matchups get really interesting in games 6 and 7 after, well, game 5 tomorrow night. And going into that game, John, it's John Lester now as the rotation turns over for the Cubs against Kenta Maeda.
Well, the Cubs have everything you can need from their rotation. They don't need to rush anybody back on 3 days rest, so it was just a question of could they score runs to put their rotation in the best of places, and that's what the storyline was going to be coming into this series. Dodgers bullpen, one incredible pitcher in Clayton Kershaw. Will that be enough? Well, there's still plenty of series to find that out. John Lester only gave up 1 run his first game.
Almora flies one into shallow center. Peterson is there. And the top of the 9th inning is history. Cubs have been smiling tonight. Cheering. Scoring. Powering up. Bottom of the 9th inning, they lead it 10-2.
1 large hot and ready classic, please.
That'll be $5.
I left my wallet in the car.
$4.75.
Thank you.
Everyone's got 20 quarters for a large hot and ready classic. Little Caesars, world's easiest way to pizza.
Pizza, pizza.
Uh-oh. Should have put that phone on silent. Luckily, Jay chose Trident to help clean and protect his teeth, so he can hide his guilt with a convincing grin. That's it, Jay. They'll never know. Trident, cherish your teeth.
You poor guy. You run and run and you still get nowhere. Here, try it with Red Bull. Red Bull gives you wings.
You sound like a man who is afraid that I am dead right.
You talk about the Cowboys and the Patriots like they're like your kids. What am I missing?
This is the place to be.
You won't listen.
I do not hate LeBron James. In fact, I like him. I
don't like it.
I love it.
That's the hottest seat in sports media. This is undisputed.
Well, you look at the Cleveland Indians, who win their series 4-1, and Andrew Miller, who've been kind of alluding to it tonight. The numbers just for the postseason. Forget only the series against Toronto. He's been as valuable as anybody on any roster so far in October. And he ends up the MVP of the ALCS. Meanwhile, the World Series will get underway on October 25th, a Tuesday, in Cleveland. The winner of this series, as we said, that'll be the night that the curtain comes up on the season for the Cleveland Cavaliers, the world champion Cavaliers, who came back to beat Golden State in June. First pitch of ball from Hector Rondon. The only change, former closer into the game to get a tune-up. 1 ball, 1 strike on Tolles. They're the numbers for the entire postseason for Rondon. Gave up 1 run back in game 1 of this series. The 1-1. 2-1. Just to note, Russell and Rizzo each with 3 hits and a home run. Second Cubs pair to do that in their postseason history. Mark Grace and Ryan Sandberg. Game 1 of the '89 NLCS against the Giants, the other pair. So 2 of the big guys struggling, busted loose tonight. 2-2 on Andrew Tolles. 1 for 2. The single, a walk, a ground out, a run scored, now a strikeout. 97 from Rondon, 1 out in the 9th.
I know Ross has had a lot of influence. We spoke about it as the year went on. He's retiring, but he's had to have a lot of influence on Contreras. The way he sets up the glove, obviously got a weapon as a cannon and arm, but he makes it so inviting for a pitcher to get the ball to the intended target. The way he sets up in his hand and the way that he catches the ball, quiet.
Ball 1 now to Puig. 0 for 1. Puig entered this game in the 6th. Made a nice diving catch. Out in right. Here's a 1-0. Just to finish the conversation about game 6. Figures to be Clayton Kershaw against Kyle Hendricks. If there's a game 7, it's Rich Hill against Jake Arrieta. High hopper, tough play, base hit. It got through Baez. 3rd hit over the last 2 nights for Puig.
This ball was hit so high, had top spin. He loses a little bit of the footing, and the ball actually gets by him before he can kind of guess where that hop's going to go. Anticipates it going higher. It did not.
Here's Kendrick. 1 for 2. Ball 1 inside. Thinking in the conversation about Kershaw going on short rest in game 5, which we are told is not going to happen. We saw Kershaw working on the side earlier today, getting a bullpen session in. If he were to pitch tomorrow, it would be 4 times pitching over 10 days. Guy who missed 2 months with a bad back. And Dave Roberts would rather have Clayton Kershaw rested for a game 6 than rush him back for a game 5. That's strike 2, but what it would do is put him more in play to help out in a game 7. Talking about Kershaw if this series gets there, although We've seen other pitchers in the past. Randy Johnson jumps to mind, who made a start in a Game 6 and came back the next day, albeit in a World Series in a Game 7 to close it out. Kendrick takes a ball.
Yeah, I think the key there, the World Series, and certainly Dodgers would like to get there, and they feel like handling of Clayton Kershaw, not only this year through his injuries, but as they got to this point, used him quite a bit in game 3 times, obviously, in games best of 5 against Washington.
Started Game 1. Started Game 4, threw 110 pitches, and then 2 nights later came on to throw 7 pitches, but had to ramp it up to get the save to get the Dodgers into this NLCS. The 2-2. Full count.
Dave Roberts talked about their motto. Once he went down, we need more guys to contribute and to be part of the process, and he's going to stay with that mantra as they move forward if he indeed sticks with that game plan of Kershaw in Game 6.
Fly ball into right. Hayward is there. 2 out. And you're saying it the way I'm feeling it. Until I don't see Clayton Kershaw on the mound tomorrow night, and there has been nothing said, even away from cameras, to lead us to believe that Clayton Kershaw gets the ball. We saw him, as I said, 10 times throw on the side earlier today. But there's a sliver. But then that would be not taking the Dodgers at their word. So as much as I say that, it's
you're talking yourself into it.
It's Maeda against Lester tomorrow night.
Well, hey, I mean, this happens all the time on a staff. You got to always be prepared for what if your next day's starter doesn't feel good or gets sick, or make necessary adjustments there. But safe to say the Cubs fans are the ones that have stayed.
Strike 2 now on Seager, and I guess maybe one of the reasons why is after Game 4 and leading into Game 5, Dave Roberts said, well, there's no way Clayton Kershaw is coming into Game 5. Who got the save? Clayton Kershaw. But a different scenario, no doubt.
Well, they definitely don't throw things to the wind. Everything they've done has been very calculated for the most part.
Seager grounds to the left side. That's Bryant. Series is tied. Cubs win it 10-2. And their hitters broke out tonight. A 3-hour, 58-minute game. Montgomery the winner, Urias the loser, and the series is tied 2 games apiece.
Well, they have a process of how they celebrate after a win, and I'm sure that'll be right on cue. This is a team that loves what they're doing, and for tonight, they've loved how they did it.
The W flag is flying for the Cubs. And the bats of Rizzo and Russell and a few others in this lineup for the Cubs. Get it done. Kevin Burkhardt, guys, all yours. Cubs have tied this NLCS.
Joe Buck, thank you very much. Welcome to the post-game show presented by Lethal Weapon on Fox. Come on in. Welcome aboard. We're here till the top of the hour. A lot to do. We'll have interviews from the field. Ken Rosenthal, Tom Verducci will join us. But our guys are here. Frank Thomas, Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. And so these Cubs have even this NLCS at 2 in the offense, which was shut out on back-to-back days. And, Frank, we questioned a lot. What could you do to get them going? Well, they got going, and now are they fully back?
You never know they're fully back, but they made headway tonight. Ben Zobrist right away drops down a short bunt, which I told you one of the most fundamentally sound men in baseball. Big bunt, couple blue hits. Next thing you know, Addison Russell comes up after being benched on his last at-bat last night. Some guys, like A-Rod said, they go downhill. Some guys step up. He stepped up to the challenge tonight. Almost hit 2 big home runs tonight.
He did.
But ball to right center was very impressive for me because that's where he needs to be. And 3 hits tonight, two to the right side. Addison Russell stay to the right side of the ball field.
Well, they got the right guys going tonight, and I'll say one thing about the Cubs: the confidence level has changed now. The Dodgers let the confidence level change with these Cubbies. They'll come back. I don't know what they're going to do tomorrow night, but they had a great night tonight because the guys who weren't hitting were the guys who hit tonight. Rizzo swung the bat, Russell swung the bat, and they haven't been swinging the bat at all.
Yeah, I mean, this is a mental toughness challenge at the end of the day. Every season is a new day, is a new opportunity, Pete. As you know, we saw Seager for the Dodgers turn it around yesterday with 3 days. Today we see Anthony, Rizzo, and Russell. And 2-2, we got a great series now.
Yeah, we do. We sure do. So now it'll be a best of 3. And look, we've talked so much about Anthony Rizzo. He's kept an upbeat attitude. You heard Joe Buck during the game saying they met with him. He was in great spirits. I guarantee you he's in better spirits right now because he had 3 hits and a home run, and he's out of Dodger Stadium with our Tom Verducci.
Thanks, Kevin. Anthony Rizzo, you were 2 for 28 in the postseason before your at bat against Pedro Baez. Full count. You did not go to your usual 2-strike approach, rewarded with the home run. Explain the at bat and the relief.
It definitely feels good, but I was just expecting fastball there. He doesn't want to walk me to lead off the inning, and just need to get on top of one. I've been missing a lot of pitches that I feel like I'm right on, so instead of going 2-strike approach, I just decided to say, just go with what feels good, and not choking up there felt good, and it worked.
As well as a change in bats, using Matt Caesar's bat. What was the thinking behind the change?
I know Caesar's bats has a lot of hits in it, so I've done that a few times this year, just switch up the bat, switch up the mindset. So Caesar's bat, KB's model, so a lot of things working good for me right there.
Okay, full disclosure time here. The club had gone 21 consecutive innings without a run. What was the temperature of the team in the early innings of this game? No hits, no runs through the first 3 innings.
I mean, we just got to keep fighting, and we know that. We know what we're capable of doing in any inning. We could dribble a 5 spot there, whatever inning it was. So we know we can do that at any given time, and we believe in that, and we have to keep going and keep believing in it and keep pushing, and it showed up today.
Well, now you can look forward to tomorrow. John Lester on the mound for Game 5.
Yeah, big win for us tonight. With Johnny going, we got to get him some runs early and really put the pressure on.
Anthony, thank you.
Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it.
Back to you, Kevin.
Anthony, Tom, thank you very much. So Anthony Rizzo, first 7 games of the postseason. He had a broken bat hit last night. That was his second hit the first 7 games. And then today, 3 for 5 were the home runs and 3 driven in. That feels good. Pete, I like the superstition. He said, he went and got Matt Caesar's bat. Matt's not even on this roster for this round, but he had a nice season for them off the bench, but he goes and gets the bat, and he gets 2 knocks out of it.
That would be very unusual for me, unless he used the same kind of bat.
Same model?
I mean, can you go from maybe a skinny handle bat and all of a sudden a guy uses a fatter handle bat or a longer bat or a shorter bat or a heavier bat or a lighter bat?
I know. I mean, I'm a rare breed where for 22 and a half years I used exactly the same bat.
Yeah.
Never varied at all. Never varied at all.
So if you got in a
when I came out of high school,
you wouldn't use my bat?
I would never use your bat. But Griffey threw me a bat early on when I was 17, and I never stopped using it.
What do you mean you would never use my bat? That's a contact bat,
didn't you?
Punch and Judy.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wasn't no Punch and Judy now. Ain't no Judy around here.
So
I bet I got more total bases than this guy right here. Okay?
You got a lot, that's for sure. So Griffey gave you
I'm
a bat.
leaving this set.
Yeah.
Petey's fired up now. That's the worst thing you can say. Rose.
That one.
How about you, Frank? Is that something you've done when you're in a slump?
Never changed much. Early in my career, I used a thicker bat because I was really focusing on getting base hits. Later, as I learned to hit the baseball at the ballpark consistently, I use a thinner model. So changing your bat is very difficult, guys, because they're stuck in their programs and stuck in their ways. Maybe it was good for him because he wanted to have a new feel in his hand.
Go ahead, Al.
Go ahead. I know we were joking around yesterday a little bit with Rizzo's, broken bat, Mikosina. But let me tell you something. They lost that game, but I guarantee you, and we've been there, you're riding home, you're texting your buddies, hey, I checked in. He has a good night's sleep, wakes up feeling a little bit better, and today he goes 3 for 5. He's 4 for his last 6.
Think about this, Kev, what we've seen the last week, okay? We saw Rizzo get that broken bat hit last night, and he was relieved, okay? We saw Hayward tonight hit a ground ball out, and he was clapping like he just won the World Series.
Hey.
That's how desperate some of these guys playing in this series are right now.
I've been there, and I've done the same thing. I mean, you know what? We talked about October. Small things. It started with a bunt, good base running, broken bat hit by Baez, a little ground ball to second. I loved it. Those are the kind of things that create big things, and we talked about it in the pregame.
Petey, a little birdie says that Alex actually had more total bases than you.
He did?
Oh, don't do that to him.
Of course. Of course.
I'm in the top 10. I know that. I got more than you.
All those home runs. Well, you played for 24 years.
Well,
you better have more than me.
Hey, Pete, anybody have more hits than you?
Say it again.
Anybody have more hits than you?
Nobody's got more hits than me, man.
But another thing about Rizzo, you guys, we're not counting those, but he's hit 3 foul ball home runs in the last 3 ball games.
Does that matter?
He finally clicked further into the field. He's not really swinging that bad. He's just been a little quick on the inside, trying to pull everything. Tonight he just seemed more calm, more settled, and he hits the ball where it was pitched.
You know, the thing about yesterday's at bat that was a little bit alarming for me when he took the 2-0 fastball, the 3-1 curveball, and he was late on the 3-2 fastball. He's one of the most aggressive young players that I've ever seen. He reminds me defensively of a young Keith Hernandez or Don Mattingly. And when you see him take 2-0 pitches like that, 3-1 pitches, and then get 87 miles an hour right down the middle thrown by him, that's alarming. Today, he looked like a different person.
We had to get another Yankee in there, huh?
Donnie Baseball.
He did. Hey, you know what? I feel good for him. I mean, he had two years of epic struggles now, so you got to feel good for Rizzo to come out of it a little bit and take a breath tonight. I know you want to talk about this, Frank, when we get back. Zobrist doing a little of this, starting everything, and he's at the field with our Ken Rosenthal now.
Thanks, Kevin. Ben, your bunt single in the 4th inning got the 4-run rally started. What were you thinking there?
Anything you can do to get things going, you know. I feel like they've been pitching us pretty tough all year, or all series here, and you know, anything you can do. The way that our bats are swinging it, or were swinging at the beginning of the game, we just had to do anything we could. So that was my thought process. I felt like if he threw a strike, I could get one down in a good spot and was able to do it.
Anthony and Addison really broke out tonight. What do you think this means for them?
I mean, it's huge for their confidence. You know, it's definitely allows them to breathe a little sigh of relief going into tomorrow, and you know, I think just relaxes the whole team. You know, they're 2 important members of the lineup, and we need them to hit. And obviously, you see when everybody's clicking, you know, we put 10 runs on the board, so it was a good night for us.
I don't know that I've ever seen you as excited as you were in the dugout as this thing kind of built. What was the mood in there overall?
Well, you know, I mean, it was big. It's a big moment for us to just come back from the last 2 games. We just didn't play well, you know, and to be able to come back and get the offense going, I think was exactly what our team overall needed. I mean, our pitching has been doing a good job. We just offensively have struggled, and today to break out, see everybody breaking out was really, really huge.
How does your outlook on the series change now? You know you're going back to Wrigley.
Yeah.
You know that it's a series.
Well, today was a must-win for us, you know. We got Lester on the mound tomorrow, so it just really gets the confidence going into Game 5 tomorrow. And you know, when you even up a series, these 7-game series, the next game's always the most important. So tomorrow we'll look to tomorrow now, and hopefully we can do the job again.
Ben, congratulations. Sounds like Wrigley here. Kevin, back to you.
Thanks.
Kenny, Ben, thank you very much. Zobrist's pretty honest. Hey, this is a big deal. You know, coming back from the 2 games. Frank, you were begging on the pregame show. You begging. You said they've got to do something. They've got to do hit and run. They've got to do something. And so the 4th inning starts after a quiet 3 with Zobrist laying down a bunt single. And listen, it started the rally.
This guy's a fundamentally sound genius of a ball player. This man right here, he got a ring last year with the Kansas City Royals. He was so big for them in the World Series. He knows how to get there. And what he did was just excite the whole dugout just because they needed some energy, something going. Contreras once again with a nice clutch hit. Had a big pickoff earlier. These guys came to play tonight. I heard they were not down. They were all over each other about staying up and staying positive. They made this happen tonight. The kid Urias pitched okay, but they made it happen early in the game like they needed to get some momentum early.
Dodgers' defense fell apart. I mean, what kind of throw was that from left field? He should have threw that guy out by 25, 30 feet.
Yeah, Tolles did not make a good play there. Tolles did not make a good play.
I mean, would they make 4 errors tonight?
They did.
You can't win games making 4 errors, getting guys thrown out at home, getting guys picked off at second. It doesn't work that way.
But, you know, Pete, that is actually the pressure's being put on them by the Dodgers. Mm-hmm. What I liked about that particular inning, they didn't hit any balls hard. There was a bunt. There was a ground ball to second by Hayward, a couple flares. It's 2-0. And then you think small and big things happen. And tonight, that's exactly what happened.
Right. You started off small, and then all of a sudden, later in the inning, Russell goes, and then all of a sudden, bang, it's 4-0. But the bunt started it all.
It's true. The bunt started it all. But I want to get back to Russell right now. This kid, A lot of 22-year-old kids would have pouted for the rest of this series. This young man went home and got a great night's sleep and came to compete today. And that was a big home run to right center. The way the ball was knocked out early in the game, he went right center. This is going to be a special young man for a few years to come here.
He did do that, but I don't know how he knows he got a good night's sleep. How do you know he got a good night's sleep?
Because he knew he had to compete today.
He did compete.
He was embarrassed.
I mean, we saw what he knocked in 95 runs.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got some power.
He did.
Hit that ball to right center.
And give him credit, right? Because we were questioning, boy, he got pinch hit for. Is he going to be embarrassed? He took it to heart, and he came out, and he was fired up.
Something special.
That's good. Good job by Addison Russell today. There you go. We will hear from him when we come back. Plenty more to do. Reaction to Dodger Stadium. We'll get some more interviews for you as the Cubbies get right back in this series. They rout L.A. tonight 10-2. And we'll go over plenty more from this game, too. How about the ALCS? That came to a conclusion today. So the winner of the Dodgers-Cubs going to go to Cleveland to take on the Indians. How about the Indians, Pete?
Jim Toby, Barrega, Carlos time. Albert Bell, Mesa Jose. Mikey Hargrove.
Get it off there.
Bob Feller.
Hello. Please stay on the line to hear an exciting TV bundle offer. Hello. Please stay on the line to hear an exciting TV bundle offer.
PlayStation.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway.
No matter which Passat you choose, you get more standard features for less than you expected.
Hurry in and lease the 2017 Passat S for just $199 a month.
What? Is he gone? Finally! I thought he'd never leave.
Why are you texting my man at 2 a.m.?
If you want someone to leave you alone, you pretend like you're sleeping. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Taking selfies in the kitchen does not make you a model. Okay.
An opening night on Broadway is kind of magic. I'm Beowulf Borat, and I'm a Broadway set designer. When I started designing Bronx Tale, the musical, I came up with this idea of 4 towers that were fire escapes, essentially. I'll build a little model in Photoshop and add these details in with a pen. I could never do that with a Mac. I feel like my job is to put out there just enough detail to spur the audience's imagination to fill in all the blanks. This Windows PC is amazing. Having all of my tools right at my fingertips is incredible.
All right, we're gonna take you for the tour. First floor, bun. Second floor, 2 patties. Third floor, penthouse, 6 strips of bacon, sesame seed roof. Sunset.
Try the new Bacon King with a half pound of beef and 6 strips of crispy bacon. It's truly the Bacon King, only at Burger King.
We're downtown to see if guys can tell the difference between a Joseph A. Banks suit and more expensive designer brands. Which one is the Armani suit? The polka dotted tie. Please reveal. Oh my goodness. Do they all say Joseph A. Bank? Very impressive. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
MLB.com at Bat, the official postseason app of Major League Baseball.
Welcome back. Post-game show presented by Lethal Weapon on Fox. Good to see ya. Cubs win. We're even at 2 in this NLCS. Frank Thomas, Pete Rose passing notes to Alex Rodriguez. God only knows. I'd prefer not to at this point. I'm Kevin Burkhardt. Why don't we welcome in Tom Bertucci from Dodger Stadium. And Tom, this was some night for Anthony Rizzo. If ever a guy needed a night like this after 2 years of frustration, Rizzo had one tonight. 3 hits and a home run. What did you see out of him?
Well, I'll tell you what, Kevin, the team needed this because some guys just carry more emotional weight to the team. And for me, Rizzo's that guy with the Cubs. So when he struggles, that brings the team down. Go back to that big home run, had been 2 for 28. He thought he was getting out of the batter's box with a base on balls. And Angel Hernandez calls him back to the plate, saying, no, that's a strike, gives him another swing. What's interesting to me, guys, is he's always hit with a two-strike approach where he gets rid of his leg kick, chokes up on the bat, shortens his stroke. This time, he's full throttle against Pedro Baez. Leg kick in place, down on the bottom of the bat, and boy, that was a full throttle hit right there. And he carried that swing throughout the night. Even later in the night, a two-strike hit, his third hit of the game. Same approach. He got rid of the two-strike approach even with 2 strikes late in the game. Stick with what's working. And by the way, that includes the bat of his teammate, Matt Caesar, who's not on the active roster, but somehow had an active part in this game by giving his bat to Anthony Rizzo.
There you go. All hail to Villanova. Somehow the Wildcats played a part in this victory tonight. You know, actually, we're sitting here talking, and Pete Rose brought up an interesting point about Kershaw. Not necessarily that he's not starting tomorrow, but the fact of why would he throw a bullpen today? Why wouldn't he just hold off? I think there's a lot to this Kershaw decision of him not going. What are your thoughts, and what do you know about Dave Roberts making him go to Game 6 here?
Well, I'll tell you why. I asked Dave Roberts about that. After the Dodgers won the game last night, Game 3, he told Clayton Kershaw at that point he would not be going in Game 5, that he had Game 6. So he's mentally preparing Kershaw as well as allowing him to do his normal routine to get ready for the next start. And that's why the bullpen session was in play. Essentially, he locked into Kershaw getting the ball in Game 6 after Game 3. And I actually like the move, guys. I think he was thinking about Kershaw pushing him too far. And worst case scenario, if the Dodgers should happen to lose Game 5, you've got Clayton Kershaw in a game where you're facing elimination. That's not a bad scenario.
Tom, I'm glad you got out of that bunker, but you look like you're on the ground crew now.
As soon as I'm done with you, I'm going to drag
You're
the
going to chop
infield
home
as soon
plate
as I'm
there
done
for
with
us?
you.
Get the batter's box going? You got the keys to the batter's
drag
box?
the infield when I'm done.
The beat, he's moving on up. He's got out of the bunker, now he's on the field, so, you know, he's doing a good job. Tom, we appreciate it as always, my friend. We'll see you a little bit later. Tom,
go on home till tomorrow, buddy. You did a good job. Go on home, get some rest.
Pete's dismissing it. There you go. We got Pete telling people to go home. Aaron hires people. I mean, hey, Frank, what job would you like to do around here?
I just take it all in, Kim. Just take it all in. Makeup, wiring, whatever I need to do.
You're just a company man.
Hey,
you're a man of the
someone's
people.
got to be that, right?
So okay, interesting points by Tom, and I think. Look, I get the Kershaw thing. I mean, he does have a back injury, so you are playing with fire a little bit. But I still think, Pete, you know, boy, you just wonder maybe just hold off just in case. And the one thing it does do, even though it gets him on full rest, and the series is tied, he ain't pitching Game 7 now, I don't think. So, I mean, if it does get there, you know, who knows? What do you think?
Well, the last time when they were in Washington, he said Kershaw won't pitch out of the bullpen. He saved that game.
He did.
So I think if you're a manager, never say no. I mean, just keep things to yourself just in case, because you're trying to win a series. You're trying to go to the World Series, so you got to use your best animals in all situations.
Do you think
back
the Dodgers,
to that zoo again?
Did you think the Dodgers overconfident today, maybe?
No, I don't think so.
Doing a bullpen before the game.
You got the team with the best record in baseball. His offense woke up.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
You know, Pete, to me, optionality is always key, and I agree with you. The less information you can give the media, the better. Keep those options open so he can have more indoor meetings.
I agree with that.
Closed-door meetings.
I agree with that.
But the one thing that worries me a little bit about the Dodgers, and look, it's a great series. It's 2-2. I did not like the sloppy play. You got to watch that in October.
Yeah. They hadn't been that till tonight, and it was just kind of everywhere for them. And now you go against Leicester tomorrow, so momentum may be swinging a little bit temporarily. But that's what this series has been about, right? So we're talking about Kershaw. Verducci's talking about Kershaw. How about the Dodgers manager, Dave Roberts, also talking about Clayton Kershaw?
Dave, along those lines, given that it worked in the division series, just why not use that strategy again with Clayton? Short rest and maybe have him for a deciding game.
I think that tomorrow isn't a deciding game. It's not an elimination game, and I think the accumulation of of his usage over the last 10 days plays a factor in our decision. So I think those are kind of the reasons why we're not going with Clayton tomorrow.
Okay, we'll take a couple more.
Guess it's like tonight, right? I mean, the Cubs, we came in today, and the Cubs, they're down 2-1, and all of a sudden the Cubs win, they got Leicester. So if somehow the Dodgers can win tomorrow, now they got Kershaw sitting in Game 6, and then it looks even better. So I guess we have to see how it all plays out, Frank.
I guess so, but, you think about the last 2 nights, 2 straight shutouts. We all thought they were down and out. They come out and put up 10 today. I'm sure the Dodgers were thinking just a little bit that this club team might be down. We don't want to kill our best pitcher to strengthen them out. But they're in a situation now that this is the best of 3. 2 out of 3 wins this series. I don't know if you want it for just one more game. You won't be able to use them tomorrow and again, in the final game. So they're in a situation that they got to win. They must win tomorrow.
It's 2-2. It's the best out of 3. He just told us that.
Well, I've been a professor right there.
Pete, the
tournament's down to 2 out of 3, buddy. It's down to 2 out of 3.
I
you
know
might
it
want
is.
Kershaw more than one night.
I know it is.
Hey,
just doing the math for us,
hey,
Pete.
He's great.
He's great.
Auburn
What a
math?
coddle. What a coddle that is. He's great.
SEC math, is
That's
that what
it.
that is?
War Eagle.
Play sports down there.
You know what, Kevin? The one thing I will say about losing 10-2 versus 3-2 or 2-1 is an easy game to get over. Tomorrow's a new game. Go win tomorrow.
All right, so we're all tied in this NLCS.
Yeah, he measured in eligibility.
Hey, what'd I tell you?
What?
The real education was at Georgia Tech.
Okay.
Okay, well, the NLCS keeps on going, so I get to hang out with these guys for a few more days. But the ALCS is over. The Indians poured all this champagne.
Sandy Alomar, Roberto Alomar, Bob Feller. I don't know him. Corey Snyder, good arm.
Is there a wizardry school here in America?
Yes.
This is Mr. Scamander.
Hello.
Fantastic beasts and where to find them.
The best wizarding school is Hogwarts.
Hogwash.
Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Double meat and cheese, classic. Grilled onions and Thousand Island, classic. All for just $2.49, really classic. The classic double cheeseburger for just $2.49, only at Carl's Jr. and Hardee's.
Experience the thrill of the Lexus IS F-Sport, because the ultimate expression of power is control. Get up to $5,000 customer cash on select 2016 models. See your Lexus dealer.
The 2016 postseason is in full swing. MLBShop.com has you covered. On-field tees, hoodies, jerseys, caps, and more. Get your team's official gear now at MLBShop.com.
Culture of winning matters. We're watching a revolution.
Speak for yourself. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on FS1.
With Custom Ink, you can design custom t-shirts and other great products for every occasion. From the first day of school to game day and everything in between. With the best collection of styles and graphics to choose from, it's easy to go online and create custom t-shirts and more for all of life's events. Get free shipping and on-time delivery, guaranteed. Go to customink.com to get started today.
You have a vision. It's behind everything you do. Even when you least expect it, it comes through. You know what you want, and we can help make it real. You need choices? We've got all kinds, including special finishes and papers. And they're all absolutely guaranteed. Because you have a vision, and we have your card. 500 start at just $9.99 when you enter 500TV at Vistaprint.com.
Hey guys, Katie Nolan here. Garbage Time is coming up right after the postgame show, so just leave your TV on FS1 before you fall asleep. We're going to talk about the playoffs and Cam Newton, and we make Oscar winner J.K. Simmons audition for roles in famous sports movies like this one.
And until I heard the voice, I'd never done a crazy thing in my whole life. If you build it, he will come.
Yeah, so you guys are going to want to watch it. And I'm talking to you, Burkhart, and A-Rod. You guys have been on this show. You have to watch it. And Frank, I know you like your Pinot Grigio, so open a bottle for you and Pete and kick back and enjoy. See you then.
Hiya.
Come on, Katie. We love you. We'll watch no matter what.
She just got me with the Pinot Grigio.
She did. She got
That's
you pretty
not
good. She got you pretty good. Katie's funny, man. So that's on after us coming up. So Cubs-Dodgers, that series is tied at 2 in the NLCS. Frank, Pete, Alex, I'm Kevin. How about the ALCS?
Highlights.
You want them?
Show them.
Let's go. Highlights. ALCS, go to Toronto. Here we go. Cleveland trying to eliminate the Blue Jays. How about Ryan Merritt? Who? Making his second career start, and he's in Game 5 here, trying to get the Indians to a World Series. You know what? The kid did a great job. He gets Martin, he gets Melvin Upton Jr., and he looked good early. Third inning. This helps. Carlos Santana's had a good postseason. Goodbye. Second home run.
He can hit him.
He did. 2-0 Indians. We go to the fourth. Same score. Pete's favorite, Coco Crisp, taking Estrada out.
I could have 100 boys, and I wouldn't name one of them Coco. He's really helped the Indians.
Coco Rose. I think Coco Rose.
Coco Rose would be nice.
It sounds like a dancer. What are you talking about? Coco Rose? What, Frank? What are you laughing about?
Coco and the Tribe, meanwhile, going to the bullpen. The bullpen doing the job. Shaw gets out of a jam. He's been great. You know who's been even better, if that's possible? Andrew Miller.
Oh, there's your boy, Alex.
Guy's a beast, Alex.
He is unbelievable.
MVP.
I didn't think he can get better, Kevin. He's just gone to a LeBron James category.
I mean, 2 2/3.
No way.
2 2/3 for Miller tonight. So we go to the ninth. Cody Allen is on to close it down. Closing time. Encarnacion. Tulowitzki popped it up. And Santana will come and wrap his arms around that one. And the Indians are going to the World Series for the first time since 1997, Pete.
This is a big advantage for them to clinch today because the World Series don't start till next Tuesday. They can do anything they want with their pitching staff. Whoever is ailing a little bit, they'll have time to, heal up before the start of the World Series. This is a big deal to clinch today.
Well, they got to wait. I mean, the World Series doesn't start until Tuesday. It's a long
Great
time.
pitching, great hitting. We said all the time, this Cleveland Indian ball club is going to be tough to beat in the World Series because of their pitching.
All year, Frank.
Only thing is a delay, but that offense, they hit line drive, they stay within themselves. The long layoff might not affect them as much as it would on a power hitting team like it would at Toronto.
The only thing I want to go ahead, Alex.
What Cleveland has is pretty special, Pete. I mean, they have a 2-time world champion as their leader in Tito Francona. They have a bunch of young superstars, emerging superstars, right? They also have a bunch of talented, smart, professional players, and they have the X factor in Andrew Miller. And Kevin, I will tell you this right now: there's 750 players in Major League Baseball. If I had my first pick, his name would be Andrew Miller.
Wow. Number one.
Ex-Yankee.
Number one, Pete.
What he's doing, I mean, Alex is right. He
It's
got
hard to
14
argue right now.
strikeouts in 7 2/3.
Yeah, he went 7 2/3, 3 hits, 14 Ks, no walks in this series.
I'm just
what?
amazed. I'm just amazed.
That's why he got the
how He
MVP.
gets it up mentally, though. Mentally. 9th inning, 6th inning, 5th inning, 7th inning. Wherever he uses this guy, there's no routine for him. He can pitch wherever you want him to pitch.
They got another guy down there who can save games, too.
Cody Allen.
Yes, sir. So their bullpen's where they want to be.
And their setup guy Shaw was great. It's their bullpen has been their whole pitching staff has been incredible. And to your point, Pete, it'll be interesting, right? Because the hitting, that layoff, but the pitching, Carrasco, Salazar, they might even get these guys back now for the World Series. So they think if they're doing without them now, if they get them back, that would really change things for them.
Yes, it would.
So we'll see if they can do that. Indians are in the World Series. Now it's a question of who will they face. Will it be the Cubs or will it be the Dodgers? The Indians on that 5-day break. But they'll await Game 1 of the World Series in Cleveland. It'll be Tuesday night, 7:30 Eastern on Fox. And we will be there, Petey. We can't wait. Right after we hit the Cincinnati Zoo, we're heading to Cleveland. Much more here from our set in L.A. It's the Dodgers and Cubs all tied at 2. Cubbies coming back tonight with a 10-2 win. Chicago.
Ryan Sandberg. Ron Santo. Ernie Banks was great, too.
Yes, sir.
Bruce Sutter. Harry Carey.
They say the Kentucky Buckets aren't a real football team. They say that we're just a cheap marketing gimmick that I made up to sell buckets of my delicious chicken to football fans. They say that our uniforms are too sexy. That our fans are nothing but mannequins.
Wow. Who said it?
I say they're wrong. Now, get out there and let's do this photo shoot for the KFC $20 pillow.
Here we go.
Now available with extra crispy tenders. Perfect for game day. It's finger licking good.
First, there's shaving. Blades, sharp and precise. Then Gillette shielding. Comfy lubrication before and after. And also, cooling. Ooh, got goosebumps. Gillette Pro Shield Chill with lubrication before and after the blades. Shields and cools while you shave. Pro Shield Chill from Gillette, the best a man can get. Pro Shield, available with or without chill.
They say a lot of things about rain. Like how hard it's gonna fall. The things it does to your parade. We've got a saying about rain too. When it rains, it roars. The all-wheel drive Charger. Domestic, not domesticated.
Now get 20% off MSRP cash allowance for an average of $8,000 in savings on select 2016 Charger RT models in dealer stock.
With so many online degree options, we wanted to know why our students chose Southern New Hampshire University.
It is such quality education for the price.
And I love that it was an actual campus.
When I made that first phone call, they made it so easy. I like that it was a nonprofit school and there was a huge focus on education.
It's not about furthering themselves, it's about furthering me, and I wanted to be a part of that.
Find your online graduate or undergraduate program today and see yourself succeed at snhu.edu.
This is Lynchburg, Tennessee. This is how many people were born here. This is how many are named Hiawatha Kitty McGee. This guy keeps the town dry. These guys would prefer it a little wet. This many are proud of what we make here. This is how many will go around bragging about it. This is our town. For 150 years, the home of Jack Daniels. If you can't get here, just look for one of our postcards. They look like this.
Here's the pitch to Russell. Driven in the air. This will get a run in. Deep right center. Back goes Peterson to the wall. It's gone. Home run. Addison Russell. Cubs lead 4-0. He cracks one over the wall in deep right center. First postseason homer, and the Cubs lead 4-0.
Well, there you go. The Cubs radio networks. Great Pat Hughes on the call. That was something. Addison Russell has been just one hit the entire postseason, goes the other way. He had a homer, he had 3 hits, and he's got to feel good because, man, this Cubs offense, which was shut out in back-to-back games, woke up in a huge way with 10 runs, 3 extra base hits. They got hits with runners on. They did it all. And it's interesting to think way back. This game was a long game. And I want to go back to the second inning and bring in Ken Rosenthal from the field in L.A. to do just that. Ken, you know, I don't know this game would have been different, but it certainly could have changed the momentum early with Adrian Gonzalez, who got thrown out at the plate by Jason Hayward. It was a bad throw. He was ruled out on the field. I don't know. It looked to me like he was safe, but they said that the call stood. So take us through that. And also, I know you talked to Adrian Gonzalez about that whole deal.
Right. His comments are a lot more interesting than anything I'm going to say, Kevin, so I'll get right to them. He had a number of issues with what happened. And number one is he believes that a call should be safe or out when it goes to New York. None of this. It's confirmed. It wasn't enough evidence. He said it's not a court of law. You don't need evidence. Am I safe or am I out? Obviously, he believed he was safe. He said that 2 umpires on the field, not Angel Hernandez, told him that he was safe. And obviously, they had no control over the situation because it goes to New York. And he found no fault with Angel Hernandez because obviously it's a bang-bang play. Angel Hernandez did his best. He totally exonerated him. But his problems with the system are problems that we've heard before. And in a game like this, obviously it turns into a rout. It's not going to be remembered for that play at all. But as he pointed out, as you just said too, you take the lead there, the complexion of the game changes, maybe you turn the lineup over. A lot of different things can happen. Again, the outcome would not have been different, but he had some issues. Let's just put it that way.
I don't blame him, Kenny, and we're not going to riff on this today. This is for another day. But in the way it is now, when you're calling guys who slide into second when their belly button comes off the bag, to say that he wasn't safe, I don't know what people are looking at. I'm just going to say that and leave it alone at that. Clayton Kershaw certainly can understand Dave Roberts' logic. He told it to us tonight about why he's going to start Game 6 and not Game 5. But what are your thoughts? What are Kershaw's thoughts here about not going tomorrow in a tie series?
Well, I'm sure Kershaw wants to go. That's his mentality. That's how he approaches everything. But Dave Roberts is doing the right thing here. And he explained this to the broadcasters at length before the game, and he did it quite eloquently. Let's face it. They have relied on Kershaw often in this postseason, too often actually for their liking, and this would have been, as Joe mentioned during the broadcast, his 4th appearance in 10 days. It's too much. It's too much even if he were healthy the whole season, and as it stands, he had a mild herniated disc in his back that who knows when that might reappear. So this is the right decision for the Dodgers. As Dave Roberts said, we've been all season long a team that steps up, different guys stepping up, a team that has to rely on a number of different people, not just one. That's what they're going to do here. And Kershaw's going to pitch one of the next 2 games. It's just not Game 5.
Yeah, I can understand that, too. I think we can all split that health. That back is a delicate thing. Kenny, before we let you go, if you could hang in for 1 second, I just want to let you know, your reporting is so good, and you have such a memorable imprint on Pete Rose that I just want to share you with some of our pregame conversation, if you could take a listen here.
Yeah. But I did speak with someone close to the team.
He sounds like Rosenthal over here, doesn't he?
Who?
Rosenthal. Kenny, Pee-wee.
You mean Ken Rosenthal?
Rosenthal.
I thought we hired somebody new called Rosenthal.
Hey, you'll be on the field next year reporting.
Why is that?
Coming up later in the show, Ken Rosenblum will join us to talk about something related to baseball.
Kenny,
well, Kevin, I don't know which to be more upset with. Dangling my name or calling me Pee-wee? Which should I be more upset with?
Well, Pee-wee, don't get too close where you are because you might drown from that sprinkler out there.
Pete, come up with some better lines,
you look
man.
Good, man.
Come
You
on.
really
You're
look
like
good
the guys on Twitter telling me I'm short.
I love that bow.
I've been short a long time, Pete.
That bow tie looks good tonight.
Baby.
You look good tonight. That bow tie looks good.
You know,
all right, thanks, Pete.
I
appreciate it, man. Appreciate the love.
Kenny, great job as always, my friend. We will see you later.
Are the best.
Thanks, guys.
Ken Rosenthal from the field. Get insight on this series, which is now all tied up. The postgame show brought to you by Lethal Weapon on Fox. Lethal Weapon, Petey. Danny Glover. Mel Gibson.
Nick Nolte.
Joe Pesci. We're back with more. Hang with us.
Gibson. I don't know him.
We're downtown to see if guys can tell the difference between a Joseph A. Banks suit and more expensive designer brands. Which one is the Armani suit? They poke it out of tie. Please reveal. Oh, my goodness. Do they all say Joseph A. Bank? Very impressive. Joseph A. Bank, the new tradition since 1905.
All right, we're going to take you for the tour. First floor, bun. Second floor, 2 patties. Third floor, penthouse, 6 strips of bacon, sesame seed roof. Sunset.
Try the new Bacon King with a half pound of beef and 6 strips of crispy bacon. It's truly the Bacon King, only at Burger King.
When I was a little kid, I made a deal with myself that I would never grow up.
We met when we were very young. I was 17, he was 18.
We made the movie, The Book of Life. We started doing animation. With a Surface Book, you can actually draw on the screen.
So crisp. I love it.
It's almost like this super powerful computer, and a tablet had the perfect baby. It's a typewriter for writing scripts. It's a sketchbook for sketches. It's a canvas for painting. You can't do that on a Mac.
I don't want to overstate things, but I may have just changed the entire world.
Esurance does auto insurance a smarter way. They offer a claim-free discount because safe drivers cost less to insure, which saves money. And when they save, you save. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call. Esurance does auto insurance a smarter way, like their photo claims tool. It helps settle your claim quickly, which saves time, which saves money. And when they save, you save. That's auto and home insurance for the modern world. Esurance, an Allstate company. Click or call.
With Custom Ink, you can design custom t-shirts and other great products for every occasion. From the first day of school to game day and everything in between. With the best collection of styles and graphics to choose from, it's easy to go online and create custom t-shirts and more for all of life's events. Get free shipping and on-time delivery, guaranteed. Go to customink.com to get started today.
Dodger Stadium, Game 4, NLCS, let's do this! Go Dodgers!
Look at that, kids!
play at the plate is in time.
Gonna be safe.
Out is the call. That is hit deep to center. It is gone. Yeah, baby! Yeah! Rizzo, his first. That's off the glove of Montgomery. A run scores. Here comes another. Ball sinking in a hurry. Peterson with a diving catch. The ball gets away. Here comes Rizzo. Safe. 2 more runs. It's 10-2. Series is tied. Cubs win at 10-2.
A little look on social media, what the game looked like tonight. Welcome back. Post-game show on FS1, brought to you by Lethal Weapon on Fox. Frank Thomas, Pete Rose, Alex Rodriguez, and I'm Kevin Burkhardt. You know, guys, I enjoy being with you every day, and I think our pre-game analysis every day is top-notch. Here's some evidence of that.
I think they have to divorce themselves from results and start getting into the process.
We got to get straightened out mentally.
Get a good pitch to hit and put your A swing on it.
The team is not down. They're optimistic as ever. They're coming together.
You can go into a slump or out of a slump with 1 at-bat.
Today, for them, is about grit.
He's got great stuff, and the Cubs aren't swinging it back.
I want to see a little bit more fight out of them.
Now, if he can get out of the first or second inning, he's going to get his feet on the ground. He's probably going to pitch a pretty good ball game.
He just need to get out and paint his corner.
You're facing all these good pitches. There are no gimmies here.
Key for the Cubs is to score early and often.
In October, the small things are big.
I don't care where the ball is, you got to hit it.
Joe Torre said to me, Alex, think little and big things will happen.
That was pretty good. 15.5-hour show. That's a pretty good job.
Gotta get another Yankee in there, Joe Torre now. It's the king of the Yankees.
Maybe we should have the Yankee counter for Alex. We could have
you change your name to Alex Yankee.
There you go. There you go.
We have fun, don't we, Kev?
Look, we have to have fun, right? We're talking baseball, right? Life's not too bad.
Got that right.
You know, Frank, there is, Pete was talking about Frank and your degree before, and we just want to go back and show some of Frank's fantastic math skills. Here you go, Frank.
Auburn math.
2 + 4. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Just confirming.
That's great.
2 + 2 = 4.
And 3 + 2 is 5.
That's right. So 2 games plus 2 games, there are 3 left in the
There are 3 left. You got to win 2 out of 3, baby. You got to win 2 out of 3.
6.
It's a new tournament now, Pete.
6 times 6.
It's hey, 36. Are you kidding me?
I gotta go. I gotta go.
Oh, man.
Where we going, Kev?
Can I take it off?
Come on back.
On the road again. Just can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway.
No matter which Passat you choose, you get more standard features for less than you expected.
Hurry in and lease the 2017 Passat S for just $199 a month.
First, there's shaving, blades, sharp and precise. Then Gillette shielding, comfy lubrication before and after. And also, cooling. Ooh, got goosebumps. Gillette Pro Shield Chill with lubrication before and after the blades. Shields and cools while you shave. Pro Shield Chill from Gillette, the best a man can get. Pro Shield, available with or without chill.
Hello. Please stay on the line to hear an exciting TV bundle offer. Hello. Please stay on the line to hear an exciting TV bundle offer. Hello. PlayStation.
Red 97! Set! Red 97!
Did you say 97?
Yes.
You know, that reminds me of Geico's 97% customer satisfaction rating.
97%?
Helped by Geico's fast and friendly claim service.
Oh yeah, baby. Geico's as fast and friendly as it gets.
Geico. Expect great savings and a whole lot more.
You've known for 24 hours that an unregistered wizard set magical beasts loose in New York.
So, you're the guy with the case full of monsters, huh?
Use travels fast.
The magical community is exposed.
I refuse to bow down any longer.
It could mean war. Contain this.
How about let another one die?
Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Rated PG-13. Experience it in IMAX.
Here I come! Hold still! Quit wiggling around. I got just the thing. A KFC $20 fill-up. Now with extra crispy tenders. Feeling better, son?
Yeah.
But now, hold on, don't run and chew. I don't want to come back out here. It's finger-licking good.
This week on Garbage Time from the movie The Accountant, J.K. Simmons.
I'm J.K. Simmons from the movie The Accountant.
I said that already, though.
I want to say it again. Go see it. I mean, I'm here to promote the movies, right? So, The Accountant, go see it in theaters now.
Garbage Time with Katie Nolan on FS1.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by the authority of the Office of the Commissioner of Baseball and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without express written consent.
Game 5 of the NLCS tomorrow in L.A. Coverage begins at 7 Eastern on FS1. Watch it live on Fox Sports Go. That'll be fun. We'll be here with you for that as we welcome you back. In case, Pete, another math lesson for Auburn Frank, if you want to give it to him here.
What is it?
6 times 6. We learned.
Ooh.
Here you go.
There it is right there. Frank put the answer up. Bo Jackson would never wear a pink tie.
Hey, I think Frank looks good in pink.
He does look good.
7 times 7.
49.
Oh, we're stepping up.
I was a math expert, man.
Queen City.
Hey, we're debuting another segment tonight. You know, you never know what's going to happen when we debut a new segment. This one is called From the Vault. We're going to take you back to 1976.
Named after Alex. From the vault.
Actually, it's not that kind of vault.
Oh.
Alex has that vault. This is a different kind of vault. But take a watch.
Hey, Pete Rose! What's a man really want from an aftershave?
Not fancy perfume.
Or fancy bottles?
Not fancy prices.
No!
A man wants to smell like a man.
There's something about Aqua Velva.
He wants to be cool and refreshed.
There's something about Aqua Velva. A man wants to feel like a man.
Feel like a man.
'Cause there's
Something about an Aqua Velva man. Aqua Velva man.
Pete, they had commercials when you played?
Oh, baby. Aqua Velva, man. Oh, man, this stuff was good.
After that commercial, I hope you paid them.
Shut up, Alex.
You know what's surprising? You still know the words? You were right in tune singing it with us in here.
You remember Mel's Diner?
Yeah.
That was Vic Tabak, who was yelling at me there.
Oh, really?
That was, yep.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Then you remember 8 is Enough?
Of course.
Betty Buckley. I did one with her, too. She's the one that threw the bat walking up to...
Yeah.
And Ganola Hutton, who was on Hee Haw.
Are you name dropping again?
No, I'm telling you, it was in the commercial. Then I went downhill and did one with Joe Morgan. Hey, Joe. Love you, buddy.
I think we have one quick photo before we get out of here. There it is. Oh, we're all in the commercial. Aqua Velva. Sing us to us, Pete. Give us a little rendition.
Something about Aqua Velva. A man wants to smell like a man, because there's something about an Aqua Velva man.
Do it, Petey! Do it, Petey!